of the week is a leg extension. So it's getting those quads, all right? So the basic setup, this is a plate loaded machine, meaning I need weight plates in order to make this harder and in order to make this heavier. Some machines will have a pen, which are really great because it's a quick change. But regardless, I mean, every machine is going to be different, right? So just keep that in mind. Not all machines are going to feel the same. They're not going to have the same weight. They're not going to have the same drag, and they're different. But the basic setup doesn't change, and that's what I'm going to go over. Okay, so with a leg extension, the goal is to straighten out your leg. Okay, so whenever you're setting up, you want to make sure that this pad right here is behind your knees. Okay, so it's not so far back on your hamstring to where it's going to put an extra leverage or extra torque on your knee. You want your knees supported. So with the bottom portion, right, the bottom bar, you want that foam pad to hit right above your ankle. You don't necessarily want it on top of your ankle or on your foot, but just above your ankle, all right? So that's the most sturdy point, if you will. With mine, I can't adjust it, so it is where it is. Okay, some machines you will be able to adjust it to what feels comfortable to you. Okay, so and then some machines that you would be able to almost bring your feet back a little bit more, which is going to put more stretch on that quad, which is great. You want that extra stretch if your knee can handle it on that quad, because it's forcing it to go through a greater range of motion, which is going to incorporate more muscle fibers in order to move that load, which is what you want. All right. Now, again, if your knees do not like to be brought back that far, that's okay. Okay. Try to bring them back a little bit at a time and work into it and see what your knees like. All right. So we're in that basic setup, and then you actually want to be leaning back just a little bit. Okay, you don't want to be up forward. All right, by leaning back, so you're actually going to stretch your quads a little bit more because one of the quads, right, there's 4 muscles. One of the quads actually insert on your hips. Okay, on your hip bones, on your pelvis. So by leaning back just a little bit, you are able to stretch that particular muscle. All right, so again, going through a greater range of motion, you're going to incorporate more muscle fibers. So I'm leaning back just a little bit, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out my legs, flex my quads, and then control it on the way down. All right, so controlling it on the way down, you are working that muscle through the eccentric contraction, which means it's lengthening. Okay, so by controlling that, that's where a lot of muscle incorporation happens. Okay, so flex, squeeze those quads, bring them back down, nice and controlled. Everything is nice and controlled, y'all. All right, and then you just keep repeating for however long, however many sets and reps you're doing. All right, but that is the leg extension, just a very basic overview. Remember, every machine is different. It's going to feel different. The setup is going to be different, but the basics remain the same. So if y'all have any questions about this exercise, or if you have another exercise you want me to break down or coach you up on, leave them in the comments below and I'll add it to the list. Other than that, have a wonderful Tuesday.